Okay, so around about 2.5 years ago we built this workshop shed, and we put external OSB board on the roof. It's about 25 foot long by about 10 foot wide. We bought the felt from Wicks, sort of medium range, thought it would be absolutely brilliant. They've got quite a good reputation. However, had a lot of rain recently. We started noticing sort of bits running down the walls. Basically, there's an overhang here and the wall finishes about there. Been dripping in. Initially I thought what was happening, the rain was running down and coming under. That's what I thought was happening. Tracking back, did that, used some of Toolstation's bitumen roof felt adhesive just to stick anything down to make sure I couldn't get in there, and then I used their roof and gutter Flex mastic, which is quite good, and just to make sure I've got everything and around the nails and anything. Anyway, it transpired it wasn't that. So then I thought perhaps what's happening, the water is pooling and going in under the joins where they're overlapping, coming down. So again, we used Toolstation's Black Jack. It's quite good stuff. It's designed for sticking felt, and just put it back under the seals and cover things. Still got a slight leak. The roof is now drying off. You can see 1 or 2 wet patches everywhere. Anyway, the conclusion is basically the felt has failed, and what's happening is the water's penetrating through the felt and going onto the board, and that probably happens with a lot of felt. So rather than rip all this up, and we need a repair because we use our workshop daily, we are going to try Black Jack, the ultimate Black Jack, weatherproofing protection, and apparently you can put this on everything from
concrete, quite a few things, all sorts
concrete, steel sheds, waterproof. So
yeah, you can put it on loads of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Including, you can put it on loads of including felt as well.
Including felt. So what we're going to do, it's drying off, we've got a gap in the weather. If you look over there, so the sun's coming through, quite a rural area and quite exposed. I'm going to put this on, I'm going to try a roller, see how we go. So I guess
stuff is really messy though, so
let's see what's inside the tin. And the reason we've shown back to the tin first, because I know what's going to happen. This stuff is like treacle, if it's anything like the other stuff. Right, so we've got this black stuff, not dissimilar from the adhesive. Oh, it's quite runny.
Oh, that's better
now,
then, isn't it?
That either means it needs a stir. So you get a bit of a stick. Open the tin lid, and it's really thin. It doesn't say anything about stirring it on the instructions. Not that I can say, so we'll just see. Okay. Yeah, it is quite thick, so it's just going to need a
good stir.
A real good stir, which is probably the boring bit. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's sort of a bit like the consistency of gloss, or a little bit thinner. In fact, it'd have to be to allow easy coverage. It's supposed to go off real quick, but really this is the solution if you've got some damaged felt on your roof. As long as you don't mind it in black. And I think the forecast is, so we're in sort of coming, I think about 20th of May today, something like that, 2017. And forecast is for lots of rain in East Anglia, where we're based, sort of Cambridge way. So we really need to get this problem solved, otherwise we're going to have a wrecked roof, and that's going to be expensive
and annoying,
and the time and effort.
Yeah, just sort it out. So this stuff will seal the felt, everything. So it'll just be one
yeah,
total seal of everything that'll be done then.
And then literally waterproof. It's a bit,
and protect the felt as well. In the mean, yeah.
It does take a bit of stirring. I could have used my
drill with your thing on it.
Drill with a sort of mixer end on it that you use for plaster and stuff, but that probably would have gone everywhere. It's a shame they don't have a bag with these that you can put a stick through and just go like crazy and it won't splash anywhere.
But if you are going to do this, or use any type of adhesive, you need to use old
oldest
clothes.
clothes I've got, best coat, and and your best bottoms. So basically
Yeah.
just use anything old, because this stuff gets everywhere. Even my glasses are like 99p, so if it does go on them, you know.
And if you make sure you check your shoes before you walk in the house, take them out from the outside, because if it gets on your carpet,
If it does get on your carpet
it is
or your
really
flooring,
bad to get off.
it might be an idea just to get a tub of white spirit.
It says to use white spirit to clean the tools that you're using.
Yeah, so if you do spill any, in fact, a little tip, if it does go on your carpet, don't rub it, dab it like that with some white spirit on, or on some clothes or something. Now look, I've mixed this up, I've been stirring it,
And it's mixed up to almost the...
you see that's the adhesive, it's quite runny. Now it's sort of, if you look at it, it's got like fibres in it.
Yeah, this stuff has got fibres in it.
Yeah, it almost looks like a porridge, and I'm guessing some sort of, could be fiberglass in here. That goes off and goes hard, so you've definitely got to stir it, and I think you're there when you've got that, so it looks like porridge. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, it's logical to start from the top, work your way down, so I'm going to do strip. Right, so I've got a sponge roller, basically just popping it in. Oh wow, now I've got to say, that's sort of gone on fairly easy.
Be careful where I stand, so I don't want to get any of this stuff on my shoes. So this is going to cover all the felt basically and get rid of the problem.
I'm not sure
Maybe it needs mixing
quite
a bit
what
more.
that is.
It's weird. I think it needs mixing a bit more.
We'll try it. I mean, I've really mixed it. What all that's about, you'd think looking at this initially that it was eating the roller away, but it isn't. I guess it's the bits on the roller. What we'll do in a minute, we'll just try a little bit here with the roller.
Or you make it more thicker so it's more of a sort of a textured. Yeah, that's a bit weird, that.
That's an odd situation, that is. Because I'm not sure. Yeah, there's no point messing around with this stuff. So, but that's an application of a roller, and you can see. And I don't think even if I used a, you know, a fluffy roller, would it make any difference? Now look,
Paintbrush is better, isn't it?
I'm putting it on with a paintbrush.
It's a lot better. I can see that straight away.
You can see there are all these bits in it. If I do that, that is 10 times better.
Okay, so don't use a roller.
Don't roller it on.
Use a paintbrush. Lesson learned.
The reason we wanted to use a roller today was speed.
Just quick, basically.
Because
get it on quick.
basically we're trying to get it on before it rains again.
Yeah.
And to get the coverage as well.
So you can see that sorting itself out just by running the brush over it.
Yeah, there must be some real fine fibres. So rollers are a no-no.
Definitely don't use a roller.
Yeah. In fact,
or it might be that because that's a foam roller, it causes a problem.
Yeah,
but
I don't
probably
think so.
just use a brush.
No, I think what it is that it can't release as easy from the roller than it can, but there's definitely some bits in these. Now I've seen a similar product at Screwfix, and that's 3 times as much as this. This was £17 from Toolstation. I don't know how far it's going to go.
Hopefully it goes a fair way.
I'm not going to put, to be honest, I'm trying to put a fairly thin coat on. But to be honest, it actually enhances the felt if you look at it.
Well, but it'll protect the existing felt and it'll sort out the leaks and stuff, hopefully.
There's a bit missing there. I'm going to sort of fill that, and that's, there you go, that's sort of gone. Where it had a little bit missing, that's gone. It is easy to apply. I reckon use every so often. Yeah, just give it a bit of a stir. There'll be people say we'll go around and do the edges first, etc. And to be honest, that is fair comment. But And a lot of people say, why didn't you use a bigger brush? Well, I haven't got one. So
Here we haven't got a bigger brush. We're using what
I'm
we've
stuck
got.
with what I've got
On those things.
today.
I'm trying to get it down so it's takes the
Because
root.
this job wasn't planned. It's something that's happened. We need to sort out very quickly. But I'd say, even if you wanted to
Tidy up your roof.
tidy up your roof,
But you can. I might add. You can also paint. It says you can paint concrete. You can paint metal with it. You can paint loads of stuff with it. So it's not just what we're using it for here. You can protect a lot of other different stuff.
it is.
Really, it's not bad.
I've got to say, I've missed a bit there. If you look there, there's like a bit of a dent. I'm going to put just there. It is.
Oh right, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So if I put a bit of that on,
Fill it in a bit. Yeah.
right. So, and then there's a dent there. Just put a bit more on there.
Fill it in. Yeah.
And I'm guessing if you've got a bit of felt missing, or the covering, just put it on. But
I wonder how long it lasts for. A fair while, I'd imagine.
I'm guessing there's a guarantee with it or something.
Yeah.
Now, you hear all these companies talking about guarantees. What are they really? And then you hear these companies talking about warranties. Well, I was saying how long this is going to last. Well, a guarantee is just a promise from somebody, manufacturer's guarantee, just literally a promise. A warranty means basically it's insured, the product, and there'll always be somebody there to pay out in the event something goes wrong, i.e. car warranties, warranty on your boiler, etc. So, another piece of useless information.
Well, not really, because
Now you can guarantee where we live, and it doesn't matter if we have somebody else doing some work at the property, it rains.
yeah, it always rains all the time.
I often say to people, it's a kiss of death here, something will happen, go wrong. That's a whole other story regarding a certain organisation.
Well, we'll pick back up in this video in a bit when they've done a bit more.
Yeah, try different rollers.
So we tried another roller. We tried the foam one there, and then we tried this. What do they call these ones? The fluffy ones.
Like for emulsion, just
They're for emulsion. We
deep
tried that.
pile, just a
Had the
deep
same
pile.
problem with the fibres coming up, so they're no good. So we're using a paintbrush, and then so just showing you how much we've done so far. That's what it looks like, and that's how much of the tin we've used. And we haven't put like huge amounts on,
No,
but
I'm just literally,
probably used about 2.5, 3 inches of it.
yeah, what I would say is just keep stirring it.
Definitely
So
keep
again, you
stirring
can
it.
see it more, when I'm stirring it, just zoom in on that stirring. Well, because you can see it looks like porridge. Keep
Yeah.
it looking like that.
Yeah, because it's got the fibres in
And keep
it.
stirring, and you literally putting it on.
Smells
Is that-
like tarmac.
Yeah.
When the road workers lay tarmac.
And it goes on so easy. And the good thing is it doesn't drop everywhere, which is quite good.
And there's quite windy. You might be able to hear it's quite windy up here, so it's obviously going to hopefully dry off quite quick. It looks like it's already going off now.
They claim that as soon as it's on the surface you're applying to, it's waterproof.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it said.
If you
So as soon as it's on, it's sort of
every so often
ready.
you'll see these fibres. Sometimes you can see them coming up, and I think that's what provides the strength. In fact, now that I've even used this small bit, I'm really impressed with the product. Really impressed, because sometimes you buy stuff
and it's not any good.
and, pardon the pun, but it doesn't do what it says on the tin. You know, it's hopeless, and you think, oh, what a waste of money, but not that, just the time sometimes.
You're having to redo it.
I think if I was felting again,
Probably put this on top maybe just to have that layer of protection.
even new felt, I think I'd apply this, because the ease it goes on, it's not a fortune, especially if you're just doing a little shed. You know, if you stuck the felt down with the Black Jack, it's the same brand.
Same brand,
Black
Everbuild
Jack
Black Jack.
adhesive,
Yeah.
comes in a little tin, it's over there.
Yeah.
We don't work for them, by the way, we just happen to be using their product. So yeah, see here you can see like that fibres coming out when I do it. It's easy to go with the run of the felt. You see
Yeah,
what I mean? If I
yeah.
go like that with the brush, it goes on real easy.
Yeah.
And then if I try and do that,
You're going, yeah,
sort of
yeah,
rough in there. You can see the fibres in it as well.
you're going against it.
So go away with the run of the felt. Lengthways, it seems to work a lot better than. So when I'm saying run of the felt, I mean the length of it rather than the width of it.
Yeah. If you get fibres on top, you can work it out with a brush. They sort of just disappear.
If I go back over that now, you can see the fibres being brushed up. This one's, we've got some rubber coating on another building down there, and that was a fortune.
Yeah, that costs a lot
Now
of
if
money.
you look at here, there's not a lot of difference in it.
This wasn't the most expensive felt that we bought,
But you'd expect
it
it to
has
last more than
lasted
a couple of years,
maybe
wouldn't
2 or
you?
3 years.
It's not ripped or anything, it's just become
leaking.
really absorbent.
Yes.
But we built this entire structure as our workshop out of external OSB. And to be honest, we used about 100 sheets, I think. Did the roof and everything with it.
Walls, floor,
Walls,
inside the ceiling, and
We've got double glazing. And some lovely windows they are. Got those off eBay. Brand new, been fitted, and somebody didn't like the look of them, so we got them. I think it was 20 quid. And then the crowning glory is our Axminster carpet. Another eBay
yeah,
bargain.
quite nice carpet.
Because it went for virtually nothing. So we got some nice.
So we were lucky with some of the things we got. Right, we'll come back to the roof in a bit when we've done a bit more work.
Right, I thought we'd just give you an update. We've done sort of 2 strips up and down. It's gone on real easy. We've got another strip to do here, and sort of 3 quarters, just under half a strip here. We've used that much.
So how much you got left in there, do you reckon?
About a third of a tin left.
Okay.
So
I have to go and get another one.
we've got to go and get another one. So 17 quid a tin, 34 quid. But I still say again, if you have to replace the felt or put some other
Well, it's more than
covering
34
on,
quid.
it's going to cost you an absolute fortune.
You've got the tax and the optional adhesive.
And just remember, this is sort of an instant fix, and it has dried. At the top I put it on fairly quickly, and even when I'm down to sort of this level, I've had the tin open for a bit, it's sort of still really easy to put on. The thing when I've been doing it is that I've noticed if you start doing that too hard, the process is a lot slower. So from a novice who's never used this stuff before, I've just tried to go on top of the brush, not really an awful lot of pressure with the brush, and it does seem to work a lot faster. You see what I mean? Not pushing in, so not really bending the bristles that much. Anyway, it suits me to do it that way, and I found that it speeds the process up. And I'll give you another view when we're done.
Yes, cool.
Right, a couple of hours later, and we've treated the roof with Black Jack all-weather roof coating from Toolstation. 17 quid a tin. I've used about 10 and a half, so about 7. I'll say about 7 litres. Right. So what you need to put it on, you need something to open the lid with. You need a paintbrush. I found that size was ideal, and I tended to do it that way. It was easier. You need the grottiest clothes you've got, i.e. what I've got on there now, and some sort of mat or old cushion to kneel on as you're going along, depending on the size of job you've got. That's what I needed.
Some white spirit to clean things off your
White
hands.
spirit. I'm going to bin that brush because
Just had it.
you know, seen its day to day. Right, ease of use. Excellent, really easy. Trick is keep stirring it and make sure you give it a real good stir. And I've said before in the other video, so it's consistency of porridge. When you first stir, it's really thin, like thin gloss. You'll see lumps in it. Gradually those big lumps dissolve and they form the porridge sort of thing. And that is basically it. The top bit is dry. You can see sort of a texture finish to it. That's obviously the fibres in it. It it claims that it's waterproof as soon as it goes on dry, and I can believe that. If you look at the clouds at the moment, yeah, we're going to have a load of rain, so a couple of hours to save a roof basically, otherwise we'd have had a lot of water through there, and I'm fairly sure now it's watertight. So quick fix, and in my mind a cheap fix. Right, as they say in all the best videos, job done.